When you stopped believing, I continued. And today, I keep my word.
My son, if you knew what I am about to do in your life, you would not doubt for a second that this word was sent directly from heaven to you. Do not ignore this moment. If you close this video now, you may be turning your back on the answer that I have prepared with such care, waiting for the exact time to give it to you. I saw when your heart grew weary. I heard when you said in your mind that you no longer believed that anything could change. But even when you gave up, I continued to believe for you. You came here because you were drawn to my presence. Not by chance, not by luck, but by purpose. In the midst of the silence of your soul when all seemed lost, I still whispered your name. When no one understood you, when you felt forgotten even in your prayers, I was there, present. This message is not just any content, it is a call. It is heaven breaking through the barrier of time to touch your reality today. I am the Most High, and today I came to remind you that what I promised is still alive. It still pulses. It still waits for the right moment to blossom. But before I show you the fulfillment, I need to touch the wound that made you disbelieve, because there is something inside you that needs to be healed before you receive what is rightfully yours. Son, I saw the exact moment your heart began to grow, silent. I saw your faith fade, not out of rebellion, but out of weariness. The promises seemed too far away, the days too heavy, and the answers always postponed. You didn't complain to anyone, you didn't always pray out loud, but inside you there was a muffled cry, a contained cry that said, "Father, do you still see me?" And I saw it. I saw every tear contained in the pillow, every prayer interrupted by a sigh of frustration. I was there when you thought about giving up, when you looked around and saw no one who understood what you were going through. I was by your side when you kept smiling on the outside, even when inside you felt the weight of emptiness. You tried to be strong. You tried to tell yourself that it was just a phase, but deep down you knew it was getting too hard to keep believing. And I, as your father, felt the cut of that pain, because what you faced was not just a problem. It was a cycle, a long, silent process that drained you from the inside. They made promises to you and left you waiting. Some prayed for you and then forgot about you, but I never forgot. I kept watching you even when you thought you were no longer worthy of being noticed. You began to get used to the silence, to nothing happening, to the overcast sky. But today I come to tell you that silence was just the interval before the turn of the tide. Not a single second of your pain went unnoticed. Not a single phase of your loneliness was ignored. And if you are still here, it is because within you there still pulses a spark of the faith that I planted. No matter how weak you have felt, or how many times you have wanted to stop, I have been sustaining your soul so that you would not completely collapse. Now I need you to understand what seemed like abandonment was in fact preservation. I was keeping you. You didn't lose what was yours, it just wasn't the time. But today your story is beginning to come out of the shadows, because while your faith was eroded by time, my faithfulness remained intact. And now the time has come for me to remind you of who you really are to me. I know this message has found you because heaven has called you by name. Do not ignore this call. Something powerful is being released into your life, and you cannot leave here the same. So before continuing, subscribe to the channel now and leave your like, because this word is not just meant to move you, it is meant to transform you. You belong to this movement. And here, every week, heaven speaks directly to those who the world has tried to silence. Son, I have never doubted who you are. Even when you felt unworthy, even when you questioned your worth, I continued to call you by name. You are not a mistake. You are not a coincidence. Every feature of your soul was shaped by my hands before you even existed. And even with all your falls, even with the days when you wanted to disappear, I never failed you. Because my love for you is not based on what you do, but on who you are. Mine. You were chosen. Yes, you. Not because you are the strongest, the most prepared, or the most holy, but because you are the most loved. You were chosen among thousands to carry a promise that can only blossom in the hands of someone like you, someone who has tasted the ground but never stopped looking to the sky, someone who was broken but did not lose their essence, someone who suffered in silence but remained available. I saw how much you tried to walk away, how much you thought you didn't deserve anything anymore, but my gaze never left you. Every time you said, "I can't do it anymore," I silently responded, "But I'm still here." You were found when no one else was looking for you. You were kept when you didn't even realize the dangers around you. You were loved, even without understanding why. And now, The time has come to understand. You were not rejected. You were reserved. This pain that you have experienced did not come to destroy you, but to position you, because whoever I call, I prepare, and whoever I prepare, I use. What is about to be born in your life will reveal what I have always known about you, that behind all your struggle there is a calling, and behind all your tears, there is a purpose that has not been forgotten. Son, the time has come for me to remind you of what I promised. You may have forgotten the details. You may have buried your expectations. You may have even told yourself that it was better not to wait any longer. But I have not revoked a single word of what I told you. My time is not like yours, and so you often thought that I was silent. But in truth, I was on the move. While you were crying because you still did not see anything happen, I was aligning everything so that at the exact right time my promise would blossom before your eyes. You thought you had been forgotten because the answer didn't come when you wanted it. But if I had given it to you before, I would have lost you later. There are things that you are only ready to receive now, because now, even though you are broken, you are more mature. Now, even though you are wounded, you understand the value of what is coming. And what I have prepared for you is not small, it is not ordinary. It is something that bears the signature of heaven, and so it required a process that the world would not understand. What I promised you back then is still alive. It still pulses. It still awaits the day it will be fulfilled. And that day is closer than you imagine. Don't be fooled by external signs. Don't base your judgment on the absence of evidence. The invisible has been working for you. I have moved hearts, doors, connections. I have removed people who would hold you back and allowed losses. That would be protection. Because nothing can stop what I have written with my own hand. And now I tell you, get ready, because the season is changing. The time of waiting is giving way to the time of manifestation. The word that you have kept in your chest for years is about to materialize. Not because you deserve more than others, but because you persevered even when everything told you to give up. I honor those who do not give up. I reward those who remain, and you remained. Today, I declare, a new cycle is beginning in your life. And what will come will not be confusing, nor delayed, nor partial. It will be complete, clear, visible. The promise has not been annulled. It has simply matured. And now, it is ready to be delivered. If this promise still makes your heart beat faster, write here in the comments, I have not forgotten what God promised me, and confirm with your faith what heaven is about to fulfill. Let us together declare that we still hope, we still believe, and we are ready to live everything He has spoken. Son, I am Jesus. And I speak now to those who have stopped believing, to those who no longer have the strength to fight, nor any reason to hope. I know what made you stop believing. I know the times when you thought, has God forgotten about me? I know the days when you got up, but your soul fell. You walked because it was all that was left, not because you believed in destiny. You kept going because stopping hurt more. But deep down, you no longer expected anything. I have been with you through each of those silent hours. I have walked with you as you tried to look good to others. I have wiped away tears that no one saw. I have answered prayers that were never spoken because they came straight from your heart. Child, I have seen you when you thought you were no longer worthy of the promises. I have seen you when you thought you had failed too much, sinned too much, delayed too much. But let me tell you in my own voice, the promise does not depend on your perfection. It depends on my faithfulness. You didn't waste time. What you lived was not a waste. It was preparation, it was polishing, it was protection. Because while you cried, I prevented you from falling further. While you felt rejected, I separated you. While you doubted the future, I held your story with both hands. I never stopped writing. I never stopped believing. I never stopped loving. Even when you no longer spoke to me, I continued to protect you as if you were taking care of what is most precious. Son, you stopped praying with faith. You started repeating words without expecting an answer. You started accepting what the pain was saying. But today, I come to reactivate your hope, because what I promised will be fulfilled. I do not lie. I do not fail. I do not abandon. If I said I would do it, then I will do it, even if the whole world says otherwise, even if time tries to erase from your mind what I engraved in your spirit. Listen, you are not alone anymore. You never were. In fact, I have fought battles for you that you didn't even realize. I have defended you from voices that wanted to destroy you from within. I have silenced accusations that tried to convince you that you were worthless. But today, I lift you up. Today, I breathe life, courage, and direction into you. Because I am the one who began the good work in you, and I will complete it. Your days of invisibility are coming to an end. Your season of silence is being broken now, and what will come will be so clear, so strong, so real, that even those who did not believe in you will see my hand. Fear no more, doubt no more. I am with you, I am for you. And today I declare, what seemed lost is being restored. What seemed forgotten is being resurrected. What seemed impossible is being placed before your eyes. Stay, because the best is not over. The best is about to come. Son, you need to understand something much deeper about this word. This faithfulness that I have for you is not based on what you do right or wrong. It is not the result of your spiritual performance, nor of your constancy in prayer, fasting, or reading. It is the fruit of my unchanging character. I am faithful because that is my nature, and nature is not negotiable. It cannot be changed. It cannot adapt to the behavior of others. It is who I am. While the world conditions love and presence on performance, I choose to love you absolutely. The world abandons you when you fail. I reach out. The world demands results. I offer grace. The world expects perfection. I rejoice in surrender, because what attracts me to you is not your strength but your truth. Your heart, even though it is bruised, still beats for something greater. It still carries a spark of faith, and it is from this that I work. Have you ever noticed how, even in the moments when you felt most distant, somehow, something kept you from giving up completely? Have you ever noticed how, even without strength, you were still drawn closer? This was no coincidence. It was my faithfulness surrounding you. It was my spirit preserving you. Because even when you no longer believed in yourself, I continued to believe in you. Even when you saw no way out, I had already prepared a new path. And even when your heart hardened because of the wounds, my love did not turn away. Son, I have never based my plans on your emotional stability. I have never conditioned my promises on your good behavior. I know your weaknesses. I know your cycles, your ups and downs. And yet, I have decided to remain. The fidelity that you know among men is limited, fragile, and often self-interested. But my fidelity is eternal, patient, and unconditional. And this fidelity is not limited to loving you in silence. It also sustains you, protects you, and guards you. How many times have you been saved from things you didn't even realize? How many times have you woken up distressed but escaped situations that could have destroyed your life? That wasn't luck. It was care. It was intervention. It was fidelity in action. When you stumbled, I did not turn away. When you lost your way, I came to you. When you sank into doubt and confusion, I reached out. There is no distance that can keep me from reaching you. There is no failure of yours that can cancel the promise I myself wrote. And there is no past that can erase the future I have prepared. This verse, if we are faithless, he remains faithful, is more than a comfort. It is an anchor. It is the assurance that even when everything within you is wavering, there is one thing that remains firm, me. This constancy is what will sustain you on the bad days. It will lift you up when you can't stand. It will remind you that you are loved not because you deserve it, but because of an eternal decision. And I tell you, your faith is not dead. It is being restored, little by little, subtly, like a coal that glows again when the wind blows. And I am breathing upon you today. I'm rekindling what seemed to be extinguished, not because you asked with elaborate words, but because your heart cried out. And I heard. I always hear. Remember how many times you thought it was the end and it wasn't? Remember when everything seemed lost, but the way out appeared. These moments are signs of my faithfulness. They are reminders that, even in silence, I never stopped acting. What sustained you until now was not your strength. It was my hand. And now, child, I invite you to do something. Stop blaming yourself. Stop carrying burdens that I have already lifted from you. Stop living as if you are always in debt. You are not trying to earn my love. You already have it. All I want is for you to come back to me as you are, to seek me without fear, without shame, without masks, to allow me to continue this process of restoration in your life. You don't have to come back perfect. You just have to come back. Because while the world demands that you change in order to be accepted, I accept you so that you can be transformed. My faithfulness ensures that the process continues even when you fail. My love ensures that your story doesn't end with your failures, but with my promises. And that is why today I declare, your story is not lost, your identity is not tarnished, and your future is not cancelled. I am faithful. And because I am faithful, I will fulfill, I will restore, I will honor everything I have promised you. You will still live days of joy, of achievement, of fulfillment, not because you are strong, but because I am constant. Now, my son, if this word has found space in your heart, respond to it. Declare with me, even when I fail, God remains faithful. Even when I doubt, He continues to be God. And right here in the comments, He remains faithful as an act of faith, as a testimony, because every time you confess this, you strengthen not only your faith, but the faith of others who are hearing the same voice, going through the same struggles, seeking the same hope. Let's raise this truth together like a flag. God does not change. God does not fail. God remains. Son, this battle you are facing goes far beyond what human eyes can perceive. There are times when discouragement seems to have no explanation. Anguish appears for no apparent reason. Sleep is lost, your mind does not stop, and even your body feels the weight of something you cannot name. And that is where many people get confused. They think it is just a phase, physical fatigue, an emotional swing, but it is not. What is at stake is much deeper. It is your destiny. You are at the center of a spiritual war, a war for your mind, for your faith, for your promise. Because when the enemy realizes that you are close to experiencing something great, he intensifies his attacks. He knows he cannot touch you without permission, so he tries to weaken you from within. He puts thoughts in you that are not yours. He stimulates insecurities, reminds you of old pains, tries to convince you that nothing will change, but all of this is part of a strategy to try to stop you before the time of harvest. And while you are fighting these internal wars, heaven is on the move. Not a single thought of yours has gone unnoticed. Not a single tear has fallen unnoticed. Heaven is aware of what you feel deep down. Angels have been assigned to surround you, to battle around you. There is an invisible shield that protects you even in the moments when you think you are alone. You never were. This invisible struggle also explains why people close to you often drift away for no reason. Doors suddenly close and situations that seem safe become unstable. It's not a coincidence. It's spiritual resistance. It's the enemy trying to use the environment to undermine your trust. But I tell you, none of these losses were random. Every disconnection, every interruption was permission for protection. I removed what would hold you back. I allowed things to fall apart so that you could learn to lean on me alone. That is why you must remain steadfast. Do not let the appearance of circumstances define your faith. Do not allow the apparent silence of heaven to turn into doubt. Silence is sometimes the preparation for the roar of victory, and when you least expect it, I will act. And it will be so clear, so direct, so supernatural, that you will have no doubt that it was me. Spiritual battles are not won by human strength, but by persistence. The enemy gives up when he realizes that you will not back down. When he sees that even when you are hurt, you still pray. Even when you are tired, you still praise. Even when you are in tears, you still trust. This disarms hell, because where he expected to find you giving up, he finds worship. Where he expected to see you fall, he finds someone on their knees, but firm in faith. You may feel like you've wasted too much time, that you've made too many mistakes, that you've strayed too far. But I tell you, it's still possible. There's still time, there's still a purpose pulsing within you. And this war isn't the end. It's the last push before God's new thing begins to manifest. Every pain you faced is being used as a seed for an abundant harvest that I have watered with my promises. And what's more, there are gifts within you that have been hidden by the storms. There are words I have placed on your lips that will yet reach lives. There is spiritual authority being forged in the midst of every battle. You are not just being attacked, you are being molded. Every spiritual confrontation is training. Every fall a lesson, every comeback a mark of one who survived and overcame not by himself, but by the grace that sustained him. Therefore today, my son, do not fear the darkness that tries to approach. It only reveals itself when the light is about to dawn. Oppression increases when the anointing approaches, and you are closer to the breakthrough than you imagine. All this pressure is a sign that something new is about to happen, and all of heaven celebrates in silence, because your name is involved in plans greater than you can imagine. So get up now, not as one who struggles in despair, but as a warrior who knows who has called him. Put on the armor of faith, reaffirm the promises. Declare aloud, even if your heart is still wounded, the Lord is my strength, my shield, my victory. And in doing so, you not only strengthen your soul, but you send a message to the spiritual world. I do not belong to fear. I belong to the promise. Now, my son, take a deep breath, because the war may continue, but you are no longer the same, and no battle will be wasted. I will use everything, every fall, every tear, every attempt by the enemy, to elevate your life to a level that human eyes could never foresee. You are not fighting for survival. You are fighting to occupy the place that I myself have prepared, and this place is already waiting for you. My son, this moment is not just symbolic, it is a turning point. When you decided to pray, when you chose to open your lips even in the midst of pain, something began to change in the atmosphere. The spiritual world does not ignore a sincere heart. Every word you have spoken has been received like incense before my throne. Heaven is listening, yes, but more than that. Heaven is moving. You can feel it now. Find it subtle, but real. It's like the weight is starting to lift. It's peace replacing fear. It's renewal replacing weariness. I'm breathing life into areas you thought were lost. I'm restoring old dreams, rekindling forgotten promises, rebuilding walls that time and pain have torn down. But for this to be complete, you need to do something more. Keep going. Faith is not just a moment, it is a journey. The prayer you prayed today is a beginning, a new starting point. But now I invite you to keep that connection alive. Set aside a moment of your day just for me, a quiet place, an exclusive time. Don't expect to feel something spectacular every time. Just show up. Talk to me. And if you don't know what to say, listen to me, because many times the greatest answer will not come in words but in presence. This is your devotional action, constancy, not out of obligation, but out of communion, not out of formula, but out of intimacy. I don't want religiosity, I want relationship. I want to be part of your routine. I want you to invite me into the small decisions, into the big challenges, into the good moments, and into the days when nothing makes sense. Because I am the God of every moment, and not just of church services or emergencies. Son, this is more than a one-time prayer. It is a call, a daily invitation to draw near. Each time you seek, something new will be deposited in you. A greater understanding, a renewed strength, an inexplicable peace. Don't wait to be strong to come. Come even when you are weak, because the weaker you feel, the stronger you become when you are in me. The strength is not in you. It is in me being released upon you every day. And don't be fooled into thinking that this moment wasn't important. Every surrender is a spiritual milestone. Today something was recorded in the heavens. Your name was mentioned with honor, your heart was welcomed, and your soul was anointed with a new direction. Maybe you still face battles, maybe you still cry. But the difference is that now you no longer fight alone. You fight with a living word in your heart. And that changes everything. So I ask you, persist. Even when it seems like it's not working, even when you feel like you're praying into the void, keep going, because the heavens don't move because of the emotion of the moment, but because of persevering faith. And that faith has already begun to blossom again within you. Every time you return to that place of prayer, something inside you will be healed, aligned, strengthened. And I want you to know, don't expect perfection from yourself on this journey. There will be days when you fail, when you feel distant, when the routine will try to distract you. But don't blame yourself. Come back, start over. Every morning, every dawn, I give you a new chance. My arms remain open. Every day you choose to be with me, the root of faith deepens, and what seemed impossible begins to become reality. It is also important for you to understand, this devotion that begins in secret will overflow into all areas of your life. You will notice that your words will change, your way of seeing people, your behavior in the face of pain. Everything will begin to align with my will. This is not magic, it is transformation, and it is daily, constant, progressive. Son, if you keep this flame burning, everything will change. Because where there is presence, there is purpose, and where there is purpose, there is direction. You will no longer live adrift. I will give you clarity. I will show you paths. I will keep you from falling into traps. I will teach you to discern right from wrong. I will make your feet stand on firm ground, even when everything around you seems uncertain. But it all starts with this choice, to keep seeking me, not with fear, but with desire, not with obligation, but with love. I want you to seek me as someone who knows they are before a Father who never fails, a God who sees everything, knows everything, understands everything, and yet chose you. Every day, reaffirm this surrender with a simple prayer. Lord, I am here again. I don't know everything yet, but I want to hear from you. Teach me to walk with you, and I will, because your devotion, even imperfect, is precious to me. When you pray, all heaven becomes silent to listen. When you open your heart, I pour out answers. When you surrender, I draw near. Now listen carefully. This doesn't end here. What was started today will grow, it will blossom, and it will bear visible fruit. You will be amazed at what comes next. And it all began with a simple prayers of a child who decided to trust again. So keep going, pray again tomorrow, open the Word, write down what you felt. And if you can, share what God spoke to you today in the comments, because your experience may rekindle the faith of someone who is about to give up. I will be there, in every prayer, in every tear, in every new beginning, because whoever starts with me never ends alone. Son, before I close, I need to share with you something that heaven has revealed to me for the coming days. There is still one word that needs to be said, a message that will deeply touch your home, your heart, your heart. What I am going to say is not to be heard today, but so that you can prepare your spirit to receive it tomorrow. There is an important battle that is about to manifest itself in a visible way, something that will challenge your faith, but that will also reveal the power of my action. I will not let you be surprised. I want you to be firm, secure, knowing that what is coming is part of my providence, my protection, my care. In the next video, I will show you how to position yourself in the face of this test, how to maintain your unshakable faith even when circumstances try to shake you. You will see that what seemed like an insurmountable obstacle will be the door to your most glorious victory. Don't let anxiety take over. Stay alert, because the revelation that is coming will change everything for you and yours. I am preparing the way, and I want you to walk with me on this journey. So don't close this video yet. Tomorrow heaven has more to speak directly to your heart. Get ready. The word I will deliver will be the light that will illuminate your next steps. Child, as you listen to these words, I want you to feel my peace enveloping your heart. I bless you with the assurance that what I have promised you will be fulfilled in perfect timing. May your soul find rest in my hands, and may hope blossom again where there was once doubt. May my love envelop you so deeply that no storm can bring you down. I know the journey has not been easy, that there were times when the weight seemed too much, but today I declare over you, victory is certain. I am with you. I have never abandoned you, and I never will. Your story is written in the ink of glory, and each chapter is proof of my care and my faithfulness. May the power of my Holy Spirit strengthen you each day, giving you the courage to move forward, even when the path seemed dark. May the light of my presence be your guide, illuminating your steps and driving away every shadow of fear. May you always remember that you are not alone. I am your Father, your faithful friend, and your tireless protector. If this word has touched your heart, if it has brought comfort, hope, and direction, then I invite you to continue walking with me. Subscribe to this channel to receive more words that come from heaven, so that I can visit you again day after day and renew your faith, because my voice does not stop and my promise does not fail. Share this message with someone who needs to hear that God has never stopped watching over them. Be part of this family that seeks truth, love, and hope in every word. Remember, your faith is the link that unites us, and together we will witness the manifestation of the miracle. I bless you with peace, love, and the assurance of my constant presence. Go in peace, beloved son, for I will go with you to the end.